Hello again there, Virgo. You know, Mars is a very dynamic planet, and when it's associated with the sun sign, it can really move you into top gear. But unfortunately for you, it is an enemy planet of your ruling planet. It's November 2013. I'm Dadhichi, and I'd like to talk a little bit about this, along with some other things, just briefly, during this month. And it's an important month because we see particularly that the planet ruling you, Mercury, is in retrogression now. It's in retrograde movement, having just almost touched Saturn, the Sirius planet. So there's a bit of a somber tone to your communication style. And in this first week of the month, I do see the opposition of Neptune having been passed by Mars. So, you know, whereas this planet is dynamic, for you it may be forced dynamism, where you may be having to do things that are being imposed upon you. And this could be a very physically demanding time for you, which could have left you very, very drained right now. Here we see the backpedaling of Mercury in the celestial spheres, your ruling planet taking a backward motion, just about to move into, well, it's just moved into a conjunction with the sun, which is your 12th ruler. 12th ruler usually has to do with, peace and quiet, sometimes convalescence too. I don't think these are, generally speaking, not for each and every one of you, but generally speaking, not a great series of aspects in this first week of the month for your physical vitality, your well-being, nor peace of mind, especially if things are being imposed upon you and you feel as though you don't have any free will in the choice here. So it's important for you to get a handle on this and not go against the tide right now. It's the 5th now, 5th of November, as I talk to you about these important elements of your horoscope. And we do see that you've had a new moon, that is the conjunction of transiting moon and transiting sun in the 3rd house of the horoscope for Virgo. So this could renew your way of communicating. It's also a time of renewing contracts and agreements with people. So I want you to pay attention to that. And you mustn't let these things bog you down and worry you, because you do have a tendency to be very nervous and concerned at this time over these things. You need to flow with things a little bit. And just remember that the ball is in your court, and you should dictate at times when you feel well and truly ready to give the thumbs up. There's a bit of pressure here at this time. That's the sense I'm getting by these transits. But let me give you some good news, because that's like the first part of the month. Here we see some other aspects. Let me give you some of the favorable ones. Venus transiting to Neptune in a sextile. Very, very creative and showing your sensitivity to new and creative things. And it shows that your judgment on different matters will be perfectly in time and in tune. So maybe it's worthwhile you waiting till around the 8th. Again, you've got the Mercury sextile to Venus, very, very poetic combination. And if you've got to talk about these sorts of things to someone, it needn't be dramatic. You again call the shots, call the date, and then you'll be in a much, much better cycle with that Mercury, your ruling planet, in triangular aspect to Venus. Mars too is in a sextile aspect around the 9th to Saturn. That's very, very constructive. But again, if something is delayed at that time, usually it shows us that it's for a higher purpose. So you need to look at these delays, these obstructions, these patterns that are happening right now in your life with a positive attitude. By doing that, I think you'll see in due course that it was the best thing, in fact, the only thing that could have happened to you at this time in your life. Now, the 3rd house seems to be the predominant theme here with transiting Saturn there. We've got the sun in triangular aspect to Jupiter on the 13th, a lovely aspect, also excellent for doing things bigger and better than you have before. It's a period of growth that's starting right now, and a new cycle commences for you with the sun taking that energy of Jupiter forward and giving you the desire to do something you may not have done before. The 16th, Venus in good aspect to the sun, conjunction of Venus to Pluto in your 5th house. You could become a little obsessive about a relationship at that time. That could be making you feel very, very good. But don't forget, the most sumptuous meal, if eaten to excess, can make you feel sick. So don't wear out your welcome or get too familiar with someone at this point in time. Let the relationship take its own course and just go along for the ride, and don't be too, I like the word effusive. Don't try too hard. Sun enters the 4th house on the 22nd. There'll be a refocusing on your family matters, property matters at that time. On the 24th, the sextile aspect of Venus to Saturn is important because that has to do with your finances, though it's the 5th house and 3rd house in question. Venus is your finance planet, so that's excellent. Although it's slow and steady, a time when you can start to get on top of your finances. The conjunction of Mercury to Saturn is good for slow, logical thinking, making decisions at that time. Why don't you sit down and work your diary out and your planning at that time? You'll be able to come up with some really, really good ideas. The plan won't happen as quickly, but you certainly won't have to go over that plan again. Mercury trines Jupiter on the 28th, and on the same date, we've got an opposition from Venus to Jupiter. Now, you might feel as though you're on top of your finances towards the end of the month, but this Jupiter influence is notorious for giving you a sense of extravagance and maybe jumping the gun, counting counting your money before it actually arrives. So I'll be saying hold off there, wait till the end of the month before you go and spend on that big ticket item. Look forward to your company again next month, as I usually sign off with my signature of astrology.com.au. That's the stopover for those of you wanting more detailed information, technical information, a more personal reading. All of that stuff can be had there at that website. Take care. Look forward to your company again next month. Bye-bye.